What is up, watch friends? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. I'm Tony. Behind me is Warner Brothers studio tour, and I am sitting at Warner Brothers, one of the Warner Brothers buildings. And today I'm wearing my Rolex GMT, and it's just a beautiful day outside, and it's like the first beautiful day in months. Southern California has been terrible with the cold and the rain, and it's just been brutal. So anyway, a little bit of a rant, so let's roll the intro and we'll talk about it.
You're watching Timepieces with Tony, talking timepieces with Tony. You're watching Talking Timepieces with Tony.
Does anyone ever know that one guy that's the total snob, the watch snob? That's my next door neighbor. It really kind of sucks because he lives right next to me, you know what I mean? I see him all the time, but we just don't really get along because he's the epitome of kind of a know-it-all type person, just, you know what I mean? He talks at you as opposed to having a conversation with you. And I've known him for over 10 years, and he's a watch guy, and it's great. You know, you normally, being like someone like me who's a total watch nerd, watch geek, you'd think, oh great, man, you got something in common, and we're talking about watches, luxury watches, Rolex, Cartier, you know, whatever it may be, you know. But in this case, just, you know, he's very judgmental and very much the guy that if it's not a Rolex, Panerai, IWC, or Cartier, it's just a piece of shit and he wants nothing to do with it. So what happens is it used to be I would get a watch and I would go, hey dude, check this out, and he'd be like, oh no, whatever, you know, he'd get all like grumpy about it and didn't want to check it out. So eventually I stopped showing him watches that I bought. I was like, you know what, dude, screw you, I don't care. But he's always more than willing to want to show me watches. Now keep in mind, for instance, I'll give you an example. You know, we periodically get along, and a couple years ago went out to lunch. I said, oh yeah, I'm thinking about buying a Montblanc, the Heritage that I bought. Why would you buy that? It's a piece of shit. I'm like, all right, man, why don't you tell me everything you know about Montblanc watches, what you like and what you don't like? Why don't you try to educate me or whatever? Couldn't say anything about it. He doesn't know. It's just straight up because he hasn't heard of it or he doesn't know about it. It's a piece of shit. And you know, there's a ton of luxury brands he's never heard of. Fair enough, and that's fine too. I get it. You like what you like. But don't judge someone for what they wear or what they like. So keep in mind, whenever he gets a new watch, which is often because he doesn't have a relationship with an AD, he has to buy on the secondary market. So he has GMTs and Datejusts, and you know, he'll have IWCs, he'll get on a Panerai kick and just buy Panerais, and then but he never wears a watch, you know, never see him wearing a watch. It's kind of like, dude, you buy these watches, you don't wear them, yeah. So that same lunch, I'd mentioned, oh, he had said to me, he goes, well, you seem to have a good relationship with Bindi, you know, and he gets almost like nasty about it, you know. He goes, well, why don't you ask your guy if he can get me a GMT Master 2? And I'm like, huh? He's like, well, I'd do it for you, right? And I'm like, that's not how it works, man. He's like, just ask him. You know, he's really aggressive about it. I'm not gonna ask him. I ain't gonna do shit, you know? So, needless to say, when I finally did get my GMT, you know, every Saturday and Sunday I sit outside my front door and talk to my other next door neighbor who's across from me, and we have coffee and we talk. And it just so happens he came outside when I first got my GMT, and he saw it and he was like, fuck you, you know, and he was pissed. He's like, because he thought I got that to get one over on him. Dude, do you see where I'm coming with this? It's like, dude, it's like you're like 65 years old and you're like acting like a fucking 10-year-old, right? Like, I buy what I like, man. I stopped showing him my watches, right? So having said that, today we're sitting out talking to my neighbor. He comes outside, you know, and what he'll do, he'll just join the conversation that he knows nothing about and start ranting about everything he knows about, right? So he comes out and is talking. He's like, oh yeah, I bought another Rolex. And I'm just like, good for you, man. He's like, yeah, I love the Datejust. I bought the white dial 36 millimeter for 18 karat gold. it only cost me $5,800, so why not? And like, I go, wow, that's crazy, because the, you know, Datejust in steel are you know, kind of trending around that price for that year, I think. So it was 18 karat gold. I go, oh, okay, cool. He goes, I'll show it to you. But he snapped at me, you know what I mean? He was being kind of aggressive, and I go, dude, I don't care. I don't want to see your watch. I don't care. The whole thing is, and he didn't. He slammed his door, went inside, and that was it. You know what I mean? It's like, you'd think that, you know, how rare is it where you got two people that are total watch fanatics and nerds that just absolutely can't stand each other? You know what I mean? It kind of sucks, because unfortunately, he's just one of those guys he's a complete snob, and I'm not. You know what I mean? I'm an equal opportunity guy when it comes to watches, man. Just as long as you like it, wear what you wear and enjoy it, you know? So, needless to say, I didn't get to see the watch, which I kind of wanted to see it, but, you know, it's like, at the same time, it's like, you know, people like that, it's those watch snobs that I just can't stand, you know what I mean? You know, he wanted me to introduce him to my guy at Bindi, and I'm like, not gonna do it, man, you know, because he's the type of guy that would go in there and be aggressive towards him, you know. Well, I know, just like a couple of my viewers that have done in the past, that gone in there like acting like that they should be able to get their Submariner or their GMT or whatever it is, and you know, it's a shame, you know what I mean? Because it you know, it's like, spend your money on, and the funny thing is, I'll go backtrack again. When I was wearing this, he goes, why are you wearing it? I go, because that's what I do with my watches. I wear them. You know, the watches I don't wear, just because I'm either bored with them or they're just whatever. They're not in my rotation. But for the most part, I'm like, that's why I bought it. You don't, you know. But he never wears a watch. Well, I mean, what do you do with them, dude? You hoard watches and they just sit in a box and you just stare at them? I don't see the point in that whatsoever. But having said that, that's just what it is, you know. And it sucks because I feel kind of bad. You see, he's condescending to me, right? And I usually don't say anything. I just kind of let it go. But then when I do snap, I snap pretty hard, you know. And I'm finally like, nah, I'm not going to let you even talk to me like this. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I come from, you know. But I'm the asshole, right? So, but I feel bad, and it's like, wait a minute, I shouldn't feel bad. My neighbor, because she was there, she's like, dude, no, you were totally fine. You did the right thing. He was the one who was, you know. This is pretty stupid, because essentially all it is about about watches, right? And I can't get on board with people that, you know, if they don't like what you like, or they have a different, you know, or they hate a watch brand because they don't know anything about it. It's like, are you scared of it? Tell me why you hate it. Tell me why you don't like it. But then you can't. Then you get frustrated because it's like, well, they just suck. Well, why? Tell me why. You know, sell me on that. You know what I mean? Don't tell me not to buy something and then not be able to sort of give me an explanation as to why not to buy it, right? So, having said that, you know, I don't get it, you know, but here we are, and I wanted to do this video outdoors, and I do want to talk about the new Daytona. I know I'm late on that one, like, you know, because everyone's done their Daytona videos because the new Daytona came out, and I have other videos lined up, but it's just such a nice day out. I just wanted to kind of do a video. Having said that, you know, again, also, you know, I always try to be, you know, what did my mom used to tell me back when I was younger? When there was a conflict between people, I was always like Sweden, just neutral, man. I'm like, you know, I'm an investigator. I have to look at both sides of everything. I have to, you know, be able to listen. I have to be, you know, I can't just. I try to get along with everyone, I guess is also what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? I don't like conflict. But if there is conflict and it has to get that way, then, dude, you're talking to the wrong guy, because I can get pretty shitty. And I don't like to do that, and I don't want to be that guy. But at the same time, I won't let someone, I don't like people that are like bullies, that try to bully other people. You know what I mean? It's absolutely unnecessary. We're on this earth for a short period of time. You know, if you got a watch, enjoy your watch, man. And it's a shame, because this dude's got like GMTs, like vintage GMTs, man. And you know, but the way he, you know, when I was interested in seeing his watches, and I'd look at the, you know, he handed me the GMT, I was like, he has this attitude like, yeah, you know, whatever. Hey, man, you know, me, I'm all stoked, right? You've seen me open boxes videos, and I'm like, oh my God, you know what I mean? That's how I am. I'm super enthusiastic about really nice watches, you know. This dude's just all about like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I bought it. Yeah, you know, dude, whatever. Kind of sucks, but it's the way it is. All right, man. So I figure I'll just stop talking now, and I appreciate all you guys, and enjoy your day, the rest of your day.